Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Fighting out of the southpaw stance, standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard, ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9 with me, it can end quickly. And the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make-a-wishing me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't seem to get to me.
In the chat, what up?
It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused.
Let's get focused. Come on, man. All right. Yo, it's Classic with the classic codes, and I got another great live show for y'all. It's the best daytime live show on all of YouTube. You know what it is with me, man. We got a great live show. I got 2 reaction videos, a story time for y'all, a question of the day, and a code language conversation. Let's get active. Yeah. But before we get into it, make sure you done your duties by hitting the subscribe button, hit the like button, and stay active in the comments so we can have a conversation, because we gotta crack these codes, man. For sure. We heading over to After Hours with Anton Daniels to get things warmed up. Matter of fact, we not. Let's go right over to my favorite YouTuber and my favorite content creator. We heading over to River TV, and we gonna start off with River. We're going to collab with River. You know, I love to join her conversations. And we're going to see exactly what's going on and what her take is on a piece of the conversation that she had with Cam Newton. K. Michelle and Cam Newton actually had a sit down. And River had some takes on exactly how that went. I haven't watched it, so we're going to go full authentic with our reaction on River TV. And join her commentary. We'll see if we agree or disagree, but it always goes well when we team up, man. For sure. Getting this ready for y'all, man. Let's get active. All right. Let's go, chat.
It's really not cool. Black men are attacking black women. And it's not cool. They're not creating homes. They're creating babies everywhere. It's not cool.
This is like the pot calling the kettle black, because you're telling Cam Newton that he needs to get married and be an example for the black community, when you as a black woman don't even want to marry a black man because you want to date outside your race. What are you talking about?
Have you ever dated outside your race?
Yes, that's all I would like to do.
No?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's about to be action. Let's go. I like it already. Let's go, River.
What's up, guys? It's your girl River, and I'm back again with another video. So I actually pulled in like a section out of the Cam Newton and K. Michelle interview, and I wanted to highlight a lot of this conversation, mainly because I don't know about anybody else, but me personally, I saw a lot of contradictions happening within the conversation that I wanted to mention. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and press play, pause, play, give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions on this entire situation. And again, of course, if you do not know who K. Michelle is, she is an R&B singer, a country singer, as well as a reality TV personality. She was on the beginning seasons of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And so I'm not sure exactly what she was there to promote at this time, or if she was just there to have a conversation, but I'm going to go ahead and press play and we'll get into the whole conversation.
Women are so mad and so bothered that when I told them that I was doing your show, they was like, light it up, tear his So tell him the truth.
So this, you know, she's basically saying that basically the sisterhood sent her there with a mission. And the mission was to, you know, humble him, check him, put him in his place, tell him his wrongdoings. And that is coming off of the tail of what happened when Dr. Cheyenne Bryant was there. And the two of them had a conversation in regards to his family structure, his family unit. And women felt so happy that she, you know, checked him.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time. You're being very action-based.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active.
So now, you know, based off of that one particular situation, every woman that goes on there and is a Black woman, especially, they want those women to go up there and do the same exact thing that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant did. And if, you know, the women do not do that, they are going to face, you know, some kind of backlash from the sisterhood, from, you know, Black women on social media for not stepping up to the plate and handling business like they instructed them to do.
Now, here's the thing. I don't think that River is wrong in what she's saying. She would know better than I would. She is a sister. You know what I mean? But my question would be like, what's the point? Like, okay, if women are sicking these women on Cam Newton and men like Cam Newton, if they're being sent there with a mission for the sisterhood, make sure you get him together. What is there to gain? What is the point? There's one. Okay, so Cam Newton is one man, right? And he has a plethora of baby mothers. I don't know exactly how many. I think it's north of 4 or 5, right? So there's one man who made the same decision over and over with different women, but there's different women registering to be a part of his program seemingly at will. So who should be getting together? Who should be getting got together? You know what I mean? Let's go.
Who like your significant other? They've liked her before y'all have become a couple.
For sure.
And some things that she has said, you know, might have offended women in other ways, like, you know, and now they're like, oh, so now you're in this situation that you made fun about.
So Cam Newton is in a relationship with comedian Jazzy. I think her name is Jasmine Brown. And, you know, before the two of them got into any kind of relationship, she was on social media basically calling women that, you know, acted a certain way pick-me's. She talked about like all kinds of different, you know, attributes of women and how they would be like beneath men, and that could never be her.
So this is the woman who became his 3rd baby mother. And this is the way she was talking about quote unquote
Okay, let me correct that. So she just said here that Jazzy is his 3rd baby mother. So maybe he's only got 3 baby mothers in total. So it's not north of 5. So if that's the case, I misspoke. My apologies, but I did say I didn't know for sure. And shout out to Cam and Jazzy. I'm rooting for them. Fuck what everybody talking about.
me before she got with Cam Newton.
These are women who try to do everything right just so a man can choose me. Yeah, cut that out. Because I'm going to keep it real with you. Men already know what they want in a woman and who they want. But if you're so nurturing and you're an asset and it's not you, they'll never tell you to stop doing what you're doing because it's beneficial.
So basically, you know, now that she is in this relationship with Cam Newton and, you know, a lot of their personal business is out there, a lot of the conversation is surrounding her, you know, in a certain light because of the things that he tells on the podcast. You know, now what she's saying is that a lot of women do not have any kind of compassion, empathy, or sympathy for her because they're like, how come all of a sudden you now have this epiphany and you get it? But when other women were being nurturing and doing the best that they could, you called them derogatory names.
And now all of a sudden you done switched up.
Yeah, you done switched up, but I'm telling you, something called being drunk. Oh, hallelujah. It will make you see things differently, do things differently, and just love in general.
So I thought this was interesting that she talked about being like, you know, demonetized. And because she's basically saying like, that's why, you know, obviously Jazzy changed her tune because she was in a certain type of relationship or whatever the case is. And so now she's singing a whole different tune. And I think that just speaks volumes for a lot of different things. I say this all the time, especially here when I have conversations with you guys, that, you know, so often women talk about, oh, I would never make no man a sandwich. I would never. And some of the women who are the loudest at saying derogatory things about men, when they get into that right situation with a man, all of a sudden the blindfold comes off of their eyes and they are doing the most. Okay, the same way that they call other women pick me, they become the number one pick me on the front line, hoping that this man will choose them.
In my position, when you're the person everybody pulls from, your charging station for me has always been women.
But that's why there's this thing and there's this balance. Like, you know, I'm the one in my family that takes care of everybody, all the family. When you come home, you want to be, like you said, your charging station.
Here's something that I wanted to also mention for everyone in particular, but especially the women, is that sometimes you can be in a situation with a man and you are just that. You are a charging station. Now, charging station can be so many different ways. Some men get renewed by, having intimacy with a woman, unloading that pressure, unloading that stress, and walking away. You know, sometimes it's from having that compassion from their partner, their wife, their girlfriend, whatever, in that relationship. Like, there's so many different avenues that men release stress or find that comfort or charge within their relationship, and it's important to know the difference.
Yeah, River never ceased to amaze me with her level of understanding. That response was very mature, very multifaceted, very just rooted in understanding. Because there is nuance to it, right? Being a charging station. See, there's surface level conversation, and then there's, conversation that has depth. A lot of people, the charging station comment would have come up. They would have treated it like it's one thing in particular and then ran with, instead of stopping to say that charging station could be a lot of different things. It could be, for this man, it may be, like she said, receiving compassion, and for this person, it may be, receiving, actual physical intimacy, and the understanding that, it's not a one size fits all. It's very important to acknowledge that, and like she said, know the difference. So shout out to River for that.
Right? It's important to know that sometimes your body could be used in a way and I don't believe it's the same, because as a woman, you want a man to pour into you, speak life into you and admire you and love on you, hug you up, kiss you up. And sometimes for men, it's not that same thing. Okay. Sometimes it is just going out there frivolously and finding women to, take your mind, the pressure off of things, and having intimate connections, but not emotional connections. So there's a vast difference.
I think it's happening with women right now. Can we be honest with what women are dealing with? Yeah. Women are making more money than men.
Mm-hmm. That's challenging.
Yes.
That challenges the
if you're going to bring me hell and I can pay my own bills, it's not worth it.
Now, this part of the conversation is when things started to pick up, right? And she talks about what women are going through. And the reason why I definitely wanted to emphasize that is because what are women, if women are making more money now, they have the ability to do more things. They have more freedom than they've ever had. Why would they be going through anything? Right? You should be at your leisure. You should be at a peaceful place because you're choosing to work. That's what you want to do. You're getting your just due from whatever work it is that you're doing. And so now you're at this comfortable space. You're not, operating out of lack. You're not operating out of misery or stress because you can't, afford to do certain things. But now with more freedom and more ability to choose, I found that it seems that more women have become more miserable. In the relationship sector. And
go ahead.
It's so interesting that she said, these men are making less money. And so it's like, you're trying to tell me what to do and check me, but you're not paying any bills. So is it that it's the stress of, is it the problem that he's telling you something to do, or is it that he's not having more money than you, so you feel that he doesn't have the authority to tell you what to do?
That challenges the
if you're going to bring me hell and I can pay my own bills, it's not worth it.
Now, this is something that I definitely don't agree with, right? Because it's saying that, you know, it's just the same narrative of, oh, I'd rather be crying in the back of a Rolls Royce than, you know, be crying with this man. Why are you crying?
Yeah.
Like, in general, why are you crying?
Yeah.
This narrative leads to the fact that, you know, you're prioritizing finances, somebody who's able to pay your bills, somebody who's able to provide for you financially, over somebody who's you know, able to effectively communicate, somebody who's emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that whole narrative of I'd rather be crying in the back of a Rolls Royce. You'd rather be in a miserable situation as long as somebody is providing for you and paying your bills than being in a situation where the two of you are trying to effectively build something together and grow in that situation and in that dynamic.
Right.
Opposed to you being in that situation where you are, you know, trying to pick up the pieces or trying to fix things. I've never agreed with the idea that finances comes before, you know, a man's principles, a man's standards, a man's structures, his belief system, who you are, and a man's integrity.
That's a wife talking, y'all. That's a wife talking. That's a wife talking. That is a wife. I don't know if she married, but that is a wife talking. Understand something, that oftentimes when we sit on these panels and we do these reaction videos, or we do these podcasts, or we sit on, like I said, we sit on these panels and we have these discussions about relationships and people's preferences and what's going on in the climate, it turns into a business conversation. It turns into a conversation about acquisition, amenities, you know, benefits, stimulus. It's a business conversation. And a lot of times, you know, no puffy, but a lot of women out here are trying to put a square peg into a round hole. And when I say that, I simply mean that they're trying to take a man who comes with the amenities that they want their man to come with, and they want to put a great human being inside of that man, when that man may not desire to be the type of great human being that you would like to change him into, or mold him into, or compromise him into. So why not be, like River is saying, be with a person that is a great human being and build something? Because here's the thing about money. I don't know if y'all know this, for all the people who always talk about how much somebody needs to have when you meet them for them to qualify to even see if you guys are going to be anything. The thing about money is, and I think all adults know this, I'm going to say something very matter of fact. You can always lose it, and you can always get some more of it. That's the thing about money. So like, you can meet a guy who has a great career and he could lose his job. Does he lose you? You could meet a guy who is a great human being and doesn't have all the bread in the world, and he can come up while he with you. Understand the thing about money is you can always lose it, and you can always get you some more of it. And the economy can outgrow your bag too. You could be making the type of money that's good money today, and in 3 years, that's not good money no more. And so if you don't have anything in place to increase, you get left in the dust just by inflation. So these are conversations that we have to add nuance to, because keeping it surface level, it benefits no one. Let them cook.
I don't agree.
I see my parents who've been together forever. I get to witness a traditional, you know, old school type of love. But nowadays, what we're witnessing city girls, we're witnessing this and that. And it's like the genders are doing this.
Something I noticed very off-rip is that she talked about what women are going through. Then she said that she's witnessed, you know, her parents being together. Now she talks about, you know, the city girls and all these things. And then she's saying that the genders are clashing. But where she took this conversation next was very interesting to me.
Being in Nashville all the time, well, being in Atlanta all this time, and then going to Nashville, where it's predominantly white. One, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock when they're producing, because they go home to their families. Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected.
Let me give you my point of view on this. First of all, country music is basically very closely based off of Christian values, Christian standards, Christianity as a whole. Like, it's very like, you can't wear certain things to country music awards. You can't act a certain way. You can't say everything that it is that you want to say. Like, they will easily banish you outside the circle, right? And so being that they have a strong foundation in that way, and they have all similar beliefs, of course you are going to get family at the center, because they are going off of biblical values. When you are comparing that to a hip hop world where it's a it's not a one size fits all, it's you have these belief system, this belief system, that belief system. It's definitely not centered around love, family, whatever, but there's so many other genres that you can also speak on. But using the worst of a certain genre to compare to a wholesome culture, it's almost like comparing I could see if she compared country music and like gospel music, or country music and like different kind, but you're comparing a genre that is made up of the same city girls that you were just talking about degrading themselves.
Family is respected in country music in that space, but in our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are glorifying a lot of women. That's not what happens in Nashville. You can't call a woman in Nashville because they'll never even listen to your music, and your professional career will suffer.
Yeah, but also you're not going to hear those women calling themselves that. You're not going to hear those women calling themselves that in terms of endearment.
Man, forget what they talking about. Every single rapper that say all that shit she talking about, they all hit Nashville in they tour. They all stop through Nashville on their tour, and they do numbers just fine. So I ain't trying to hear that shit. It's America. Nashville is in America.
So as much as you're putting the onus on the man, women are also aiding to that within our community and within our culture. They think it's cool to call each other, oh, what up, B? What up, H? What up? Like, they look at that as terms of endearment for themselves. So to then, try to say that men can't say it when women are calling themselves that, oh, yeah, I'm the B, I'm the baddest B. Like, what are you talking about, really? It's completely different worlds with completely different backgrounds, completely different struggles, completely different history.
At what point in the Black community do our men create real homes?
Now, this is the part where she's starting to put on her, Cheyenne Bryan cape. She's starting to now do what she was instructed to do when she got there, which is, like I said, check him and call out Black men for the negative things that they're doing for the community, while in the same tone, simultaneously praising the fact that white men don't do these things. So let's just press play, and you guys are going to see where I'm coming from in terms of contradiction.
And even talking, just our first time talking, and you said you didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful Black man that has the ability to literally turn the narrative on Black family.
I got to say something and be honest. And I just feel that you cannot force people into a narrative that they don't want to be in. The worst thing you can do is force a man who does not want to be married to marry somebody. Because every time they have a hiccup, a problem, an issue, that resentment is going to build.
Come on.
Okay. It is not Cam Newton's job to be the representative of families, structure, and marriage for the Black community.
Come on.
There are so many men who are showing it. But the problem is that the men who are showcasing their wives, their relationships, people, it goes in one ear and out the other.
Come on.
But why try to force a narrative onto somebody who clearly is not at the space that he wants that? And we have to stop taking all responsibility off of him, and also realize that there are women who are sitting around and participating in whatever the situation is that he has also been a part of creating.
Come on.
My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a Black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, Black men to really step up for Black women and create families.
Oh, come on. No, River, hold on. Don't do the waterworks. Don't do the waterworks. You just got done less than 5 minutes ago in this interview talking about, never mind. She in the same interview talking about how she prefers not to date Black men. So how is her talking about Black men stepping up for Black women bringing her to tears when she says she don't even date Black men? It's confusing. You want us or you don't want us is what I'm trying to figure out. Let's go.
Just said that Black women were making the most money. Black women are in these spaces. Black women are now becoming the city girls. Black women don't want to be told nothing because they can pay their own bills. You know, Black women do not want to comply. And now she is telling this man, or telling all Black men, that they need to step in the gap for Black women and basically bow down to them and give them what they so much deserve, even though these same Black women are not willing to do the work. These same city girls, these same girls that's making so much money, these same girls who don't want to be submissive, these same girls who are unwilling to comply. She's crying and begging them to step up to the plate. I feel like this would have been such a stronger conversation. Maybe not as viral, but stronger conversation if she said to Black women, hey, this your counterpart. You got, not because you're making so much money means that, you know, you're the ruler of the house and you got to dictate what goes and what doesn't go. No, we still have, you know, a certain hierarchy in a home. We still have certain values and morals, because even if, you know, it's Faith Hill and she's making way more money than Tim McGraw. I don't think that's a possibility, but let's say, for instance, she's not going to be walking around telling him what he got to do, what he can't do, and he got to do this and he better do that. She's not going to do that.
Yeah.
So
the problem is the American woman believes that a man's masculinity is tied to his pockets. And so if she don't see your pockets as a, you know, a good number or whatever the case may be, a lot of times, not all the time, that woman won't feel that she can submit to you because she got more money than you, which, you know, I don't think a man's income has anything to do with his manhood. I just think it has something to do with where he is in his journey at the time. But let's let River continue to cook.
We need to have those same kind of conversations within our own community.
It's really not cool. Black men are attacking Black women. And it's not cool. They're not creating homes. They're creating babies everywhere. It's not cool.
Again, how is it an attack when these women are willing participants? Okay, again, way more impactful conversation with the woman who is in charge. Okay, she is, you know, subletting her womb to these men's children. Way more impactful conversation when you say, women, control your womb. If you don't see any kind of certain commitment, if you don't see any kind of structure, whatever, you need to control your womb. Do not give this man a child and make yourself vulnerable in a way that he can just pick up, move, choose, refuse if he wants to. Make sure there is some kind of something in place that you know that he is here for the long haul with you.
Marry before you carry. Marry before you carry.
I'm not saying that both parties are not to blame, right? Obviously, he know what he doing and she know what she doing. They're grown people, but who is it in control of who gets to make it to Earthside and is born in the world? It is the woman. If you're not on birth control, if you're not using any kind of ramification to stop whatever situation, you are also a part of the problem. You are not a victim.
And I'm asking you, other successful Black men, to be, you have to set an example as leads. The cute social media back and forth on Black women. Black women are strong. Black women are where you come from, this and that.
This conversation.
Hold on, River. Let me chime in too. You know, sisters be wanting to call men kings, and you know, they want to call us king and hey, king this and king. So when a guy builds himself up to king status, let's say you're Cam Newton, let's say you're 6'4", 6'5", 250 pounds, muscular dude, wealthy, not rich, wealthy. You have status, clout, business acumen, successful businesses. You're in the public eye. You're this, you're that, right? You're this mastodon of a man, so to speak, right? Let's say that, right? And then the women will flock. Well, back in the ancient time when men were actually kings, the king would have multiple women. And it seems as though the kings of today's time are still enjoying that luxury. They're just having to do it with far more resistance from the women. See, there was an understanding back then, but today, due to, you know, the colonization, modernization, and a whole bunch of other nizations I could list, you know, our women now no longer, by and large, buy into that concept, when it used to be a bit more common to understand. Essentially, the women are describing, when they say they want a guy that's tall, dark, handsome, masculine presenting, physically presenting, you know, dominant personality, a leader, this they're describing the kings of the world, right? The alphas of the packs, right? This is what women are describing. And what's happening is, you know, you have a lot of women desiring the kings, but they don't want to get in the line of a queen. In the alignment of a queen, historically speaking, there would be multiple women involved with the king. It's just the way it is. And so if you want, if consistent and prolonged monogamy is something that you need to be guaranteed to you, as a woman, you should realistically adjust your desire of wanting a king of a man. Maybe go down to someone who's a court jester, somebody who, you know what I mean, a civilian. Because kings are going to have multiple women. Some way, somehow, is going to happen. And listen, in today's time, the hoo-ha has been made so readily available to us men. You don't even got to be a king to have multiple women. There's a lot of dudes out here that are bums and still running through these streets because getting some coochie been made way too easy. So, you know, the ownership at some point got to be on the person that's granting the access, is all I'm saying. Let's go.
Always goes to, you know, your mama black. You know, that's where you come from. And so you got to treat all women in a certain way. But how come, again, we don't have the same conversation with black women? A black man is where you come from. That's what you should respect. That's what you should, you know, try to. No, the conversation is always tilted. Always. As if all women are victims, no women are the problem. How many examples have we seen of men trying to portray successful marriages and turn around and the woman takes them for everything, lie? You know, if we want to use athletes, for example, Deion Sanders and Pilar Sanders was a grand example of that. Grand example. You know, and K. Michelle said that she saw her parents married forever, her grandparents, everybody, you know, she's seen strong family units, but you've also seen the traits of these women. And so I would love for women who have seen these things to you know, bring to the conversation the traits of those women. Because if you can have one woman who dates a certain type of man and she gets nothing from him, crumbs, you know, terrible situation. He don't want to be with her. He don't want to fool with her. She gets played like like a game. Mm-hmm. And then you have another woman who deals with that same kind of man, gets different results. Because a man is feeding off of what you're bringing to the situation.
Come on.
If you seem like you just gonna play around, you down for anything, you the cool girl and everything goes, that's what you're gonna get.
Come on.
If you step to the situation as a wife, you're going to get treated like one. And if he doesn't treat you like one, that's a him problem. You move on, you keep acting like that, somebody's gonna marry you.
There isn't any sympathy for you and just life happens.
Hold on, because I can end this reaction video right there. Say that again. Say that last part again.
Because a man is feeding off of what you're bringing to the situation. If you seem like you just gonna play around, you down for anything, you the cool girl and everything goes, that's what you're gonna get. If you step to the situation as a wife, you're going to get treated like one. And if he doesn't treat you like one, that's a him problem. You move on, you keep acting like that, somebody's gonna marry you.
Yep, that's it. Nah, I don't need to hear no more. Shout out to River TV. Make sure everybody go tap in with River. Always good collabing on her videos, adding my insight in with her takes and going over the different topics. She does a great job of choosing topics as well. So shout out to River TV. It's one of the few people whose reactions I like to react to and join the conversation. So make sure y'all tap in with her for sure. That was a very interesting one though, man, with the K. Michelle rhetoric. There was a lot of things that seem to condescend each other. And oftentimes that is the makeup of the conversation of women who are looking for men that don't exist. You know what I mean? You'll listen to them say the things they do like and don't like, and they're describing these things that somehow overlap in weird ways. And you just look at them and you're just like, you know, the man that you're looking for, like what you're describing, we don't even come like that. We don't, that make and model isn't available, you know, in the market. It hasn't, that hasn't been created. We don't come like that. There's going to be pros and cons to everything. You got to choose the pros and cons that are inside the parameters of what you can deal with, what you can live with, and what you can sustain some peace with. But the pros and cons will always exist. It's this thing called duality that God built into nature. Just like for something to live, something must die. Yeah. So, but that's a deeper conversation. But yeah, shout out to River TV for the reaction video. So we actually got another reaction video today. We're going to head over to Anton Daniels After Hours, and we're going to tap in with the crew over there. They're actually discussing the K. Michelle situation as well, which is why I was able to cut River's video short. That video was about 30 minutes, and I don't mind spending an hour on a River TV video. I really don't at all. But we got a lot to get to, and this is also feeding off of the K. Michelle and Cam Newton interaction. And so since we're going to get another dose of that conversation, I would figure we will go ahead and move on. You know what I mean? So let me get this pulled up for y'all, and we going to roll. Yes, Lord. 333 in the chat. Shout out to J-Rock. Who this is? Jay Zilla. Jay Zilla, respect is possibly tied to income, status, power. Yeah, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I mean, it's respectable, but should respect sheerly be tied to a man's pockets? Absolutely not. If a man was able to get enough dates out of a woman for her to even be considering him for, you know, monogamy and relationships and dating and all of that, like if he's able to even secure enough dates out of that woman, you know what I mean? What is she doing if she doesn't see herself being able to respect him based off of his career or his income at the time? Why is she even proceeding with him? That's wasting a man's time. As a woman, knowing that she's not interested in a man who's pursuing her, to continue to give him time is a waste of his time. You know, I definitely believe that more women who know that a dude isn't the one for them, regardless of whether he might be good for them or not, if they want to look over the fact that he's good for them and feel like I just don't get that feeling and all that shit they be talking about, and they know he not the one for them, spending any additional time past knowing that is wicked. That's evil. Because dude, he's still going to continue to pursue. He feel like he's making progress, right? You still saying yes when he asks you to go out. Y'all still spending time. Y'all still communicating on a fairly regular basis. But you know he not the one, but you still entertaining him. You practicing evil ways. I'm not going to call you an evil person, but you're definitely operating in an evil space for sure. But that's off the subject though, man. Shout out to Jay Zilla for the comment. Let's move into this reaction video with Anton Daniels After Hours. Let's go.
And one of the questions that she asked, Cam, it kind of went in a way that she didn't necessarily agree with. And so the best way for me to explain it to you guys is to just play the footage.
So that's different. I'm saying it's not about what I want. It's about what comes to me. And I'm asking you as a man, I'm speaking for the ladies. Yeah. I'm asking you a question as a successful man that women want this and that. When you are attracted to a woman, what do you look for? Let's start there.
Used to.
Okay, well, you have someone now.
Yeah.
But before you had this amazing woman,
right,
what were you looking for as a successful, handsome man that is in the majority of someone that women would try to date? What do you look for? Just wanting to...
First and foremost, beauty has to be there.
Okay.
That's because a lot of times girls may have good resumes, but they're not. Okay. Their cup of tea may not be my choice.
Okay.
Now, are we grown?
We grown as hell.
Go get the dude. Send hints.
Oh no. No. Nobody's sending no hints now.
Can I make it?
You a hunter.
No,
go hunt.
Listen though. Take you for an example.
Okay.
You're a very intimidated woman. Like men are intimidated when they approach you. You're not the average person.
I'm super cool.
But they would never know because they just assume.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how alpha a man is or how successful a man is. A man still needs hints.
So, Cam,
Before he posed his question, I'm gonna just jump out the window and let y'all know. That's my advice to men. If she ain't giving you no choosing signals, and I'm talking about clear ones too. If she not giving you no clear choosing signals, don't even bother. Because if you got to chase her, you're gonna be chasing her forever. And I don't care how mild you feel like the chase is. If you feel like you could walk after her, metaphorically speaking, if you could walk after her and catch her, you still chasing. If you can jog after her and catch her, you still chasing. If y'all not walking towards each other, don't waste your time, dog. Don't waste your time, don't waste your resources, and definitely don't waste your sexual energy. Because the last thing y'all like to get into it bald head these days. Y'all don't believe in contraceptive. So you're gonna go mess with a woman that you had to chase, which means she really don't like you like that. You probably don't necessarily like her all the way like that, but you think she fine. You want to see if you could crack. She let you, y'all have a baby, and now what? Because y'all ain't even like each other in the dough. So just don't even bother, fam. That's my advice. But let's let them continue. Let's go.
Cam said that women should basically shoot their shot. I know that this is something that Molly may not necessarily agree with, but I'm going to come to her first, and then I'm being open to what everybody else has to say. Molly, what do you think about what K. Michelle experienced as far as what Cam Newton was communicating to her as far as women having to shoot their shot and throw hints at men?
I love K. Michelle. I completely agree with her. Men are natural born hunters, and by us doing their job for them, dampers down their masculinity and their urge to do what they're supposed to do. So, I mean, I understand the throwing hints part, but you don't have to shoot your shot to throw a hint. That's how I feel.
Okay.
We saw an example of this last night on the panel where somebody shot their shot and they should have left it to the man to do it. So,
yeah, before they get into that, that's why you got to let people finish. Y'all saw my facial expression while she was talking because she said something off-putting, but I didn't hit the pause button. I allowed Molly to finish. Shout out to Molly. Shout out to the whole Anton Daniels After Hours crew. I just love this whole batch of people. They dope. You know what I mean? But as she continued, she definitely expressed that she does understand sending signals. Because I don't necessarily think women need to shoot their shot either. When I say y'all need to be walking towards each other, that means a woman should be giving you a choosing signal. And then as you receive the signal and go to choose, you know, the resistance should be down. There are some women that'll give you like it's like mind manipulation. They'll give you a choosing signal. You go to choose, then they still want to play mildly hard to get. It's like, okay, the game is over. You gave me the eye. I was looking at you too. I'm over here. We talking like all that extra shit past there. You tweaking. You feel me? So let's go.
go ahead, keep getting your feelings hurt.
Oh, touche.
Who shot their shot?
In a DM, and Slimmy was like, "Fuck you," pretty much.
Wait, a girl shot their shot at Slimmy?
Yeah, y'all don't know nothing about what happened. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing that happened. You don't know nothing about what happened. So just leave it as it is.
Is she cute?
You don't know nothing what happened.
Well, Slimmy, technically, Slimmy, it was a public display of affection.
What was it? What's her name?
I think it was a valid. She shot it in the super chat.
Wait, what was her name in the super chat?
I don't remember.
I don't know, but she had on a nice shade of pink lipstick.
Was she cute though?
Yes, like maybe like a 5 or 6.
Did you reply? Did she hit him in the DMs?
Nope.
Nope, because he ignored her on.
He shot her down. He didn't want that. Because women need to be patient and wait for a man that wants them. And don't be desperate.
When she sent the super chat cue, it was like a while before it actually got on screen, and by that time,
she's probably gone.
The temperament of the conversation had changed. So
no, but Slimmy saw it.
Came up twice. The first time it came up, Slimmy and Quentin had just got into it. So Anton was like, bring it up later when Slimmy feels a little different when he's calmed down. So he brought it up later. Slimmy again ignored it. Well, he acknowledged it the second time. He said something like, "Did you say thank you, Slimmy?" or something like.
He was highly dismissive.
Wait. Let me ask you.
He did.
Hey, fellas, do y'all struggle with that? Hey, chat, do y'all struggle with that? Like when women do actually like full on shoot, not just give you a choosing signal, but they full on shoot they shot. Do y'all struggle with curving females? Like I used to struggle with that. I used to like not want to be mean and shit, but now if I'm not interested, I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what mood I'm in. Some days I just tell a bold-faced lie, you know what I'm saying? And then other days I just be mean or blunt. I don't even call it mean. I'll just say direct. But the recipient will call it mean, right? But I'll just be direct. Like, nah, I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? For real. I'm not even interested. I'm cool. You feel me? But do y'all struggle with that, chat? Let me know in the comments. Let's go.
Did acknowledge it. Is
why do they keep calling you Slimmy Turner? What the fuck is Slimmy Turner?
Who's Turner?
I don't know.
Slimmy Turner.
It's a designer song, but I don't think that's what they're referring to.
Or they could be talking about
I think they must be talking about Ike Turner.
Ike Turner?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Damn, not Tina husband that slapped her around.
Eat the cake, anime.
Yeah, see, there you go. They said Ike Turner.
I think if she was fine, it wouldn't have mattered if Slimmy was angry or not.
But how was
you don't think she was cute?
Was she cute too?
Our streets is fine. God damn.
Her ass was
You never met her in person?
Nope.
She comes to meet up to meet up.
That's why I'm getting these muscles. So when I do,
You coming to the meetup, our streets?
pick her up.
She usually be at the meetup. She be at the meetup.
She was
Our
in,
street said something about meeting me in person. I think she was in.
she was in the New
She be
Orleans.
smelling fucking good, bro.
She was in the Florida, New York, Florida New Year's.
She
But
smells
back
so
to you,
good, bro.
back to you, Slimmy. Was she not attractive to you?
Whatever happened, happened.
You see?
Whatever happened, happened.
Ladies, don't listen to Cam Newton. Don't be shooting your shot.
Ladies, definitely listen to Cam.
You want to look. Men
Don't
already
listen to
think
Molly.
you're desperate. Men already
Do
think
not
women
listen
are
to
desperate.
Molly.
You shooting your shot gives him all the leverage to
Power.
do whatever he wants, treat you however he wants, because he knows you're so desperate. You had to reach out. Why don't nobody else?
Women give other women the worst fucking advice. Molly, what are you talking about? Yeah. In the worst case scenario, if a woman shoots her shot at a man of poor character, he may take that and take advantage of the woman. In the worst case scenario, a man of poor character who shoots his shot at a woman and she, accepts his invitation for a date or whatever the case may be, he may still take advantage of that woman. So the point is, if you are dealing with a man of poor character, yes, you may get taken advantage of. It has nothing to do with if a woman shoots her shot at a guy who happens not to be an asshole and lets her know, hey, I'm interested in you, may take some pressure off that guy. Men who are shy still exist. You could be a masculine man and be shy. Everybody is not socially the same. Some people have different social, anxieties, and they socially awkward and things like that. But they still could be a perfectly good person. They could be capable of stepping in front of a bullet for a woman, et cetera, but socially, they just may be a little off. For example, I used to work around a lot of high-level tech guys. Those guys are weirdos, but they be having wives. And they super weird, like talk like robots and shit, like just like you see in the movies and shit, drink soda all day, but they be having wives and families and shit. They just a little off socially. That's all. They're not the cool guys. But a woman could take some pressure off a man by starting a little conversation with him. He might have wanted to say something and just couldn't work it up. She could take some pressure off of him. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't be listening to Molly, man. Let's go.
He doesn't want you to where you're getting approached and you're getting snatched up.
Don't listen to this, ladies. Do what you do. Do what your heart tells you to do, ladies. If your heart tells you that this man is worth you speaking to, go speak to him. Go buy that man a drink. And I guarantee, and get your whole life, turned around.
Bills, call him your son.
No, don't do that. Don't do that dumb shit. Don't pay no man's bills.
Booty, make his bottles.
Hey, I'm on my 2K. It's time for me to go to bed. As soon as she starts talking that shit.
How many women? I got to Slimmy come back. How many women have shot at you and you actually was okay with them shooting their shot at you?
I'm not talking about my personal life tonight.
Oh my God.
Nope. We're not doing that. Nope. Y'all have too many. Yeah, it's too many.
Okay, so when Slimmy asks you a question, don't answer his questions.
That's cool. But I mean, they're already doing that. So it don't matter. They already doing that.
Well, never mind.
As I asked the question, as I answered it.
Her name.
Nope, there she is.
So she might
that was her too.
Is she a lawyer? She said legally shady.
How was you able to find that so fast?
That's why I said women read a little bit better in this.
It was at the end of the stream.
Let me go
Molly. That's funny. Oh, y'all niggas is terrorists.
I know it doesn't seem like it matters, but it matters. And energetically, it matters. Spiritually, it matters. Stop doing these men's jobs for them. and we can restore balance.
If you see a man and you
Molly don't never want to talk to the women. Like Molly, you've never lived a man's experience. You know what I mean? So for men that's out in the open dating market and they're courting and looking for a wife, you know, how many times do they have to go through the process of paying for a first date? You know, doing the actual approaching, you never know. How, out of every 10 times a man shoot a shot at a woman, what's the average amount that he getting rejected, right? Dudes ain't out here going 10 for 10. So for in between every first date, there's a few rejections in there for him, a couple of ghostings, a couple of ignorings. Like, y'all don't get it. Like, because a lot of dudes ain't going to get out here. The average guy, I'm just talking about the average guy, not the guys out here that's already established. They got podcasts and they wearing, you know, $200,000 worth of jewelry while they talking to you. I'm talking about average Joe, the nigga holding the slow down sign at the construction site and the nigga on the forklift and the nigga on the bulldozer. Just regular people, truck drivers, regular people. How many? Come on, man. Like, Molly, stop it. How many times do those guys get rejected in between every yes if they out here single and hunting? So you want dudes to just keep participating in full-blown humiliation rituals that are extracting their energy and their resources. That's no, absolutely not. You better wink at me or something.
feel like it's something, you better go do something so that he notices you and you have at least a chance. You might get turned down, but you might never see him again.
Walk past him, make some eye contact, and that's all you have to do. You are the magnet. You are the attractor as a woman. They want us to receive their penis. Why can't we receive them to come and talk to us first?
Definitely want you to receive the penis.
And carry
exactly. It's all about being
right.
feminine.
I think that he'll accept you, but then you're gonna get done wrong in a relationship.
Well, let me ask another question.
You might be a side
Let me ask another question. Let me ask this question.
Is that true, guys?
Let me ask this other question. Let me ask this other question first, Carrie.
Okay.
For guys that go out and hunt and all of this stuff, right? Or they go out and approach women and stuff.
Fuck you, Kim.
Like, do y'all be like turned on by them and stuff like that?
What?
Let me
walk around
explain.
with wet panties in public.
Well, let me explain. Like, unless a woman is like jocking me or something like that, like I don't need to give a fuck. Like, you gotta kind of be like, you know what I'm saying? Really be like jocking and stuff like that. Like, you gotta kind of like, I want to say worship, but you just kind of got to be jocking like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like,
damn, he left.
He said he had to leave early.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, past his bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. He said it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be showing something. So that's what I'm saying.
Initially,
like,
at the very first meet, she has to be like overextending herself. The very first.
Yeah, Molly.
I mean, Anton, like,
Molly. Yes. Some of us like a woman that's on us. I like, be on me. Yes. I should be able to remember the last time you gave me a compliment because it should be yesterday or earlier. And it should be the same. It's a two-way street. Yeah. What is Molly talking about? She want a dude to be in constant. Listen, motherfucker got to know they got you. You shouldn't be, listen, for all you dudes out there in a relationship you're in a relationship with a woman and you still chasing her at the same time, please stop participating in mental gymnastics. Don't play yourself. That's crazy. The advice that she's giving women, the type of men they gonna be able to get moving like that, is they don't want those. They don't want those. Yeah, man. And then as a woman, why wouldn't you want a dude that you all over like that? Like, yeah, you can't wait to see him. What Lotto say? She eat her man. She shit her man. She sleep her man. She bathe her man. She driving her man. Like, yeah. That's when you know you beat the game. When y'all feel like that about each other, you beat the game. Like, what are we talking about, people? You should be head over heels. You should have that feeling in your stomach. And it ain't nothing wrong with acting like it. She on that old school advice. Oh, play a little hard to get. All right, play yourself. Play yourself. If it's too hard to get, I'ma quit. Yeah. Because it's 8 billion of us on Earth. Ain't nobody working that hard. I'll do some work, but I'm not working that hard.
Different. Like, no, you're not the average man.
Oh, shit.
most men don't have the privilege to be able to attract women to them like that. Like they have to do the work. And I think they should. I don't think that they should be waiting on
Nigga,
women.
shit, nigga. I walk
to
up in
do
the
the
spot,
work.
nigga, and it's a rap, nigga, with some motherfucking Aqua DGO on this bitch.
Y'all be having these pick-me's be okay, so she'll buy you a drink, she'll be a pick-me, and then what? Because y'all ain't marrying these women. They on TikTok complaining about y'all all day. So
that's a good question. Anton, where does it go from there? So this woman, she's over the top, she's jocking you, and so on and so forth. At any point, do you start leading that situation, or she got it?
No, I'm definitely put her in position, and I mean, I'm gonna do what I do. That's just what I do. But at the same time,
this nigga Anton, dog. Anton, you gonna do what you do, and that's what you do. You know what I'm saying?
I think that women that, and I don't know. We don't have to hours. I think that women that show me love, they just get they get treated special. You know what I'm saying? You get a special. You just get treated more special. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, if women are just around, then that's cool. It's like whatever. You know what I'm saying? You kind of get just treated like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it G, whatever, blah blah blah. Keep it business and keep it moving. And I'm cool with that. That's not a problem. But if you want special treatment from me, you're going to have to kind of like prioritize, and you're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to make yourself stand out. You're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, show, hey, listen, I want to be, a priority in your life. You're gonna have to say that. You're gonna have to really be forthcoming with what it is. And to be honest with you, I don't think that that's a me thing. I think that guys nowadays, a lot of guys are not walking up to women no more. Yeah, and I think that part of it is, it's a lot of reasons for that. Part of it is because I think that society or culturally, the Me Too shit, I think that a lot of women have been very vocal about, don't walk up to me and all of that type of stuff. And so in a way, for most guys, they've now adjusted from where it is that they used to walk up to girls and go get their numbers to now it's more like, you're going to have to show me something. At the very least, you're going to have to throw me a hint that you're interested.
You fucking right. Hey, listen, let me say this. Y'all just got here. I've been on that. My whole life, I've never been a shooter. I've never been a shooter. The cold approach, hey, excuse me, my name's such and such. I seen you from across the room. How you doing? All that shit. That's never been me. Never been a shooter. Never been a shooter. Been getting buckets. Never been a shooter, though. No. There's going to have to be some type of a casual synchronization to where a conversation can kick off and stimulate organically. To just walk up and holler shit, that never been my MO. Y'all just now joining the party. Because the truth is, nigga, I hate getting rejected. As a man, every man been rejected before. That shit don't feel good. Nigga, I hate getting rejected. So, shit, I like, you gotta like what's liking you. Fuck all that. Listen, man, I'm not finna be just trying to walk up to some shit. No, hell no. That never been my thing. And I'm from Chicago too, where we got the rudest women in the entire country. Chicago women are the most rude women in the entire country. It's not even close. I'm gonna be honest with you. Chicago women is flat out mean. Fuck rude, mean. Straight up. Think I'm lying. Man, please. And then the closer to the hood you get, the worse it get. Them chicks hold demons. They'll line you up. You think you got a whole play, man. You come out to go to your car, man. The car gone. You robbed. You lucky to leave with your life, man. Please, man. The worst. Yeah. So no. He's not lying. Ain't none of that cold approach and shit. That shit over with. The finesse is over. That shit over with.
And so that factors into it. But then on top of that, I think that for certain guys, it's like you're gonna have to, make it known that this is what you want to do. So, I think it's a
yeah. I think we got what we need on that for sure. I think we got what we need on that. But yeah, man. Yeah, I would say, I think men have gotten exhausted, and here on the Classic Codes, we're gonna be honest. I think honestly, men have gotten exhausted, and the economy is a little bit in a weird situation right now. Like the economy's in a weird situation, and then with the impending potentiality of war, you know what I mean, that could get actually worse. And so, coupled in with dudes being exhausted, with females being I don't even want to say gold diggers, but being hypergamous, finessers, energy and resource vampires. Believe there's a situation in society where there's enough men who have enough horror stories or L's that they took with these chicks out here to where they kind of have washed their hands with the way they've been playing the game. Are they done with women? Nah, they still love women, but you got men that are all calling different audibles. They're making different adjustments. So you have some men that are making the adjustment of going to different ethnicities because culturally, the probability of finding a woman that treats them and speaks to them and deals with them the way that they want goes up. Do they have hood rats in their culture too? Sure. But the probability over here of getting something is higher. So I'm going to go play in that pool. You got dudes that's doing that. You got some guys that are on some, I've gone away from the physical. I've gone away from my type, and I like who like me now. That's what I'm on. So yeah, you throw me a hint, you show me a hint, and shit, I could take it from there. But without a hint, shit, I'm not just cold approaching. I'm not walking up on nothing and trying to convince it that I'm great. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't, when you saw me step in this motherfucker, if your stomach didn't do that little thing, or if it ain't make you double take off rip, then we not for each other on full no. So you got men that are just making different type of adjustments. But beautiful conversation, as always, with the After Hours crew with Anton Daniels. And that's it we got for the second reaction. All right, so now we finna move into the TikTok story time, man. Head over into the wonderful world of TikTok and see what they talking about. Yes, Lord. I haven't watched this, so we're going to go full authentic. I don't even know for real what it's about. I just pulled up the story time. Said something about not entering her granddad's room. This woman looks like she is not a native of America, or maybe she, you know, so we're going to see where this takes us. Let's do it.
I was warned never ever to step foot or enter my granddad's room, but I was stubborn. I ignored and I did. What I saw with my own two eyes and what happened to me in that room, it will send chills down your spine. Story time. So growing up, I heard a lot of rumors, whispers, and also we were warned never ever to talk about our granddad. But one day I heard two of my cousins whispering and talking that they had heard some of the adults say that my granddad disappeared in his room. He didn't die, but he just disappeared magically. There was no traces of him, nothing of him left in that room. But as soon as his disappearance, weird and strange things started happening in his room. So everyone in the family were warned never ever to enter his room. My mom and dad said we were traveling to the village. We were all excited because we rarely ever get to go to the village. So we were excited to see our extended family, our relatives, all, you know, aunts, cousins, uncles, you name it. It was a very tiring and long journey. We got there, but we were extremely excited to see everyone and catch up. We got chatting. And it was very, very late. But also it was extremely hot. I was extremely tired. My eyes like started to irritate me and I just wanted to go to sleep. But everyone was busy in the room chatting.
Hey, before she finished this story, as you listen to this video, whether you're watching it live now or watching it on playback, drop in the chat in real time right now whether or not you would have went in the room. If you heard what she heard, that her granddad was in the room chilling, and he just disappeared. No body, no bones, no blood, no guts, no nothing. Her granddaddy was in the room and he just disappeared. To couple that information, she now saying that weird stuff happened in the room ever since that happened. If you a kid and they tell you that same story about your granddad and you go to visit where your, you know, the house or in the family in that house, would you go in your granddad's room out of curiosity? Are you that type of motherfucker? I'm not answering right now, but I want to know what y'all would do. Let's go.
It was too loud. I couldn't actually sleep there. So I decided to go to my granddad's room. I pre-warned us when we got there to never ever go in there. But I just thought they were actually being overly dramatic because they had no valid points or anything to back what they were saying. So I just thought, I'm just going to go in there and rest my eyes. Exactly 1 minute to midnight.
Hold on. Before she say what she about to say, the suspense killing y'all. Jay Zilla said 333. And I ain't gonna be no 333. You go in that room. He said, I'm going in. Don't go in, shorty. Don't go in. I know he not lying either. I know who that is. I know he not lying. He definitely going in the room. He gonna try to set up shop in there. I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna go good. Let's see how the rest of this story goes.
Actually being overly dramatic because they had no valid points or anything to back what they were saying. So I just thought, I'm just going to go in there and rest my eyes. Exactly 1 minute to midnight, I opened the door and I entered. The presence in there was chilling, extremely cold in that room. The walls felt as if it was starting to close in. The door slung shut. It freaked me out and I jumped on the bed. It felt as if someone was laid on that bed with me, but I was the only one in that room. A few minutes into midnight, I heard whispers of a lot of voices coming from the wall. Then it started getting louder and louder. It freaked me out. Then I locked eyes with a picture of my granddad on the wall. The extremely weirdest thing of that picture is that it had scratches on my granddad's face. And then his eyes were hollow. It was as if someone had plucked them out with a sharp object. Next to his picture frame was another frame, but this was covered with a cloth. The cloth fell off, and it was a mirror. I started to see handprints coming out of the mirror. It was as if someone was trapped in there and trying to get out. The mirror fogged. Then the voices started laughing, whispering louder and louder. I stood up to run. I screamed, but the door shut.
Hold on, before she finished. Mr. I'm going in. Hey, chat. He said he going in that chat. Chat, was he gonna make it, chat? That's why, see, when they tell you, believe them. When they tell you, believe them. See, some of y'all got to touch the stove. I never had to touch the stove. They told us the stove hot. I believe. I believe. They told me being smart was learning from your mistakes. Being wise was learning from the mistakes of others. I see your burn mark. I don't want one. You'd have went in the room, and that'd have been the last time we seen you. She talking about handprints and voices and shit. Let's go, chat.
Followed by a locking sound. Now, I'm in for it. I'm shitting myself. I'm freaking out. I'm starting to regret my actions. Actually not listening and going into that room. Then, the lights flickered, and boom, it went off. The room was pitch black, but I started to hear a voice. The voice was familiar. It was that of my granddad. On the bed, something crawled out under the bed. It looked like a spider. The eyes very red, as if it was angry, bright red and shiny. The face on that spider was that of my granddad. The arms were that of my granddad. This even freaked me out even more. Then a voice spoke, which was my granddad. It said, "You were never supposed to be here. You shouldn't have come here in the first place." Now I'm freaking out. I screamed, and then I blacked out. The next morning, I woke up to see the door wide open. But the freakiest thing was the writing on the wall. There was this red, bold print on the wall, which said, "Chosen one. Once entered, never to leave again." My heart started racing. I jumped out of the bed and legged it out of that room. Everyone else thought, oh, maybe it was just a dream. But no. When I went to get a shower, my whole body was covered in scratches. My face in scratches. Exact same scratches that was on that picture of my granddad. What happened next? The events that followed on next, it will shock you people. You do not want to miss this, so please go to part 2. I'm going to try to edit it and post it soon.
No, this got part 2 got to be up right now, chat. Let's investigate right now, chat. She talking about she gonna post it soon. Part 2 got to be up right now. You don't have me disinvested in part 2 not up.
I watched my roommate.
You lying to me.
Story time.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me, chat. She lying to me. I thought this was a one-part story. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. No, I didn't find it. Hold on. Hold on, chat. Fuck that. She talking about she gonna post it soon. Nah, this gotta be up. Okay, I'm trying to get to your page, baby. Where the room story at? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find it. Warn me not to go in my granddad's room. Is this part 2?
Part 2 of
Got it, chat. Bingo. We got action. Let's go. We got action, chat. Y'all know I ain't gonna let y'all down. He said she disappeared. She ain't say she disappeared, man. Let's listen to part 2. He think he know the story. Let's go.
Warned never ever to step foot or enter my granddad's room, but I never listened. And what happened to me, what I saw with my own 2 eyes in that room, will send chills down your spine. Ever since that night, I was never ever the same. Strange and weird things started happening to me. At exactly 1 minute to midnight, the room, it doesn't matter which room I am in, it grew colder and colder. I hear the exact same voices, exact same whispers. This time, the odd thing are shadows around me, shadows hovering all over my body. Then a few minutes into midnight, my granddad shows up, just like the spider, with the red, bright eyes. The hands, my granddad, face my granddad, and the voice him, but it is a spider. Then I prayed, I tried everything, and nothing happens. This was same thing each and every day. I even tried leaving the village, but nothing worked. One day, on my way to the village square, I meet this old looking man. He stopped me and he said, he's got a solution to my problems. I was shocked. I was taken back. I felt, how does he know? But at this point, I just needed something or someone to help me out of this. He handed me this red looking pot with a red cloth tied around the neck and then something covering it. He said, use this and all your problems will disappear. So I went back. Exactly 1 minute to midnight, I entered. The room colder, even more chiller than before. The voices grew louder and louder. The screams, this time screeching. More shadows. My granddad showed up. This time, I wasn't scared. I followed the instructions of that old man. I opened the pot and I could hear voices, screams coming out of that pot. Very powerful. And I didn't know what was happening. But the whole room went quiet. It sucked every spirit in that room into that pot. After a while, everything was silent. The room felt normal, like a room should do. It felt warmer. I thought this was the end of my problems. Little did I know, it was just the tip of the iceberg. Everyone cheered. They were happy. They cheered and said, I'm the hero. The curse has been broken. But tell me why. After every midnight, I hear footsteps. The footsteps were as if it was my own. When I look in the mirror, I have no eyes. My eyes are hollow, black, exact same as my granddad. It was as if my granddad was taken and I was his replacement. So now I'm back to square one. People, what would you do if that was you in my shoe? Drop them down in the comment section below, because I'm stuck. I'm shocked for worse. I do not even know what to do at this point. We're just waiting for the next to happen.
Okay. All right. Listen. Chris Dale, what up? He says she got a good story. Hey, listen to me, y'all. I don't do the paranormal fuddy-duddy stuff. I don't play in mirrors. I don't listen. I use mirrors for what they use for, but I don't play in mirrors. None of the little games where you get in the mirror and you cut the lights off and you start saying weird shit. I don't do none of that. Okay. I don't do no seances. I don't do no channeling. I don't open no portals. I'm not with none of that. Everybody I lost, I miss them. I don't want to see you while I'm alive. If I see you while I'm alive, you disrespecting my wishes. I don't want dead relatives showing up to me in dreams, talking to me about no, don't do that. Don't do that. Listen, I'm not with none of the weird shit. I don't want nobody showing up that I can't fight. When y'all be playing them paranormal games and all that shit, you can't fight them. So I don't want no smoke with niggas I can't fight. He said, Jay Zilla said, Chris, are you going in the room? Chris Dale said, haha, bro, I was told never go in there. On God, all you got to do is tell me. You say he went in there and he disappeared, right? Keep the door closed. I ain't going in there. You say he went in there and disappeared, right? Y'all witnesses? I believe you. I ain't going in there. Call me gullible. I don't even have nothing in there. I don't even have nothing that belonged to me that's in there. I'm not going in there. And then she talking about when she look in the mirror, her eyes hollow now. Y'all know the mirrors, that's the other dimension and shit. See, they'll try to explain. Y'all got to see, y'all gonna get me back on that. You got to understand, folks. They'll try to explain that shit away to you and make it make sense. Just like they made y'all believe. And I'm saying y'all because I never bought the bullshit. I was always a child that had 100 questions until I started getting treated bad by my teacher. So I just slept all through school and passed their little weak-ass test they had. That's a fact. I got a college degree sleeping. But anyway, I used to have 100 questions, so I was never a person that bought the bullshit. But the same thing with the mirror test. Y'all see the mirror test that niggas is doing where they stand inside, they stand in the mirror, they put a sheet of paper in front of the mirror, which technically should block your direct reflection. If I put a sheet of paper in front of my face, the mirror should be reflecting a sheet of paper in front of my face. But if you take a camera and pivot around to the other side of that mirror, they talking about, the reflection from your face in the camera to the mirror gives the camera the image of your face. And no. You put a sheet of paper in front of on that mirror, and you stand in front of that mirror, and you swivel the camera around, and you still on the other side of the mirror. That's a fact. So if you don't think it's no dimensional shit going on in the mirrors, go in the bathroom, hit them lights, and start playing mirror games. And watch how weird your fucking house get. I never did. I know the shit real. See, they tricked y'all and told y'all that all the shit we used to be tapped into with our ancestral and indigenous roots and all the shit where we used to put the certain leaves in the pot with the herbs and light it on fire and blow it out and say certain words and cast it. Yeah, they told y'all all that shit was evil, so y'all to stop doing it so you wouldn't have no leg up, so you couldn't activate them powers. That's what they told you. They told you all that shit was demonic. Can it be used for bad? Sure. Can it be used for protection? Sure. Can it be used for, you know what I mean? It's a tool. But they told you it was demonic, so y'all don't want to practice it. Y'all don't want to believe in it. Y'all want to believe that the science is real. So y'all go ahead. Since don't nobody want to believe nothing, go play some mirror games and see how weird your fucking house get. I lived in a haunted dorm room my freshman year of college. They say he died in there. Me and my roommate. It had a fucking plaque on the door of the dorm room, said in loving memory of I ain't gonna say his name and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm in front of cameras, mirrors, lights. I ain't gonna say his name, but that's what they said, right? And niggas told us the story like, yeah, this room's supposed to be haunted, blase, skippy. The room was definitely haunted, but dude was a chill little spirit and shit. I ain't never see him. He ain't never show up. I had a little conversation with him when I moved in there. Real shit. This is a real story. You know what I'm saying? I had a little conversation. I said, listen, man, if this shit true and you living up in here, I'm just passing through, bro. I got 2 semesters living up in here. And then I'm gone, for I'm gonna be living somewhere else. So I don't want no smoke. I don't want no issues. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do nothing spooky, nothing scary, none of that shit. We could all live in here in peace and harmony, bro. I'm gonna have my girl come through sometimes, whatever. But other than that, I had a little conversation and a little weird shit that happened in the room. Like, I kid you not, me and my roommate playing the PlayStation. We sitting across, because you know how the dorms be. So we had the twin bed situation, but the TV right here. So we sitting on the edge of, I forget which one of our beds it was. We playing the PlayStation, right? On God, bro, turned the TV up, put the remote on top of the PlayStation right next to the TV. I shit y'all not, bro. I can't make this up. We playing the game. You know what I'm saying? Bro, go to the fridge right here. He grab a drink. You know what I'm saying? I grab my phone. I'm like, hey, turn the TV down right quick. He go to reach for the remote control. The remote control on the other bed over there. I shit y'all not. I can't make it up. I can't make it up, bro. It's been times where I'll be in the dorm room by myself, right? You know what I'm saying? This back when I was in college, I was in the dorm room by myself. I grab some out the fridge, close the fridge. You feel me? Put it in the microwave, heat that joint up, close the microwave, go sit on my bed, look up, the fridge open. So I know all the little shit real. Don't nobody got to prove it to me. So I just don't play certain games, bro. Like if they told me not to go in granddaddy room because he went in that bitch and disappeared, bro, I'm not going in there, bro. Y'all ass crazy, boy. Y'all cut different from me. I'm not that curious, folks. I'm not that curious. Just like curiosity be killing the cat. You know what I'm saying? Kill the people. Because when I took my concealed carry class for the blicky, right? When I took my concealed carry class, the police told they said, man, if you sleep upstairs in your house and your family is upstairs in your house and y'all hear something downstairs, don't be curious. Get your family together, lock yourselves in one room, take your firearm, aim it at that door. Your whole family in the room with you. Anybody come through that door, you do what you licensed and legal to do because you came and took this class. Don't go downstairs hunting for the burglar or burglars. You don't know what they got. They don't know what you got. You don't know how many of them it is. You don't know a lot of stuff. Don't go downstairs in your house trying to be John Wick. Now, if you got kids sleep downstairs, you got to go be a hero. You got to go be a man. You got to go be a father. But I'm telling y'all literally what to do. This dude tactically trained. He said, if y'all don't be curious. And I'm that guy, bro. I'm not curious. If I'm in my crib, dolo, and I start hearing clear as day, I start hearing shit in the other room. Nigga, I'm not getting up to go check that shit out. Now, if something come in here, I'm smoking it. But I'm not getting up to go check it out. Rob the place. Just don't come in here. I'm not curious, bro. I ain't going to check it out. Every scary movie start with a nigga going to go check some shit out. So y'all go ahead. Go check it out. I'm not checking nothing out. But that was a great story time, man. For sure, for sure. But yeah, man, we up to an hour, 20 minutes today, man. How y'all feeling, chat? Y'all got a question for me? Want to move in the chat Q&A? What we doing? We did 2 reaction videos. We did the TikTok conversation. I got a code language for y'all, but y'all let me know, man. We approaching an hour 20. I can save it for tomorrow. What y'all think, chat? Throw me a Q&A. I'm going to play the rest of this verse. If don't nobody got a question, then we gonna check out for the day. All is well. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Make sure y'all smash the like button. It's free.
Planting seeds, cause I got a lot to leave. I be putting in long miles. I ain't gotta stop to breathe. I be putting in long hours. I ain't gotta stop to sleep. Y'all put in that time, put in work. I'm a different breed. My work ethic marine. Mama mentality, shout out the beam. Coach life, sweat, city, society, T. I'm in the gym working out clean. Bad work, 5 punch combinations, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with me. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it in with me.
Yes, Lord. All right, y'all. Don't look like we got no chat Q&A today. But look, all is well. You know what I need y'all to do? If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Make sure y'all let some people know about the channel. You know we pumping that workout. We on the road to monetization, so make sure that you subscribe from all your channels, man. Send it around. You feel me? Make sure we crack these codes. But if y'all don't do nothing else for me, you know my last request always is for y'all to stick to the codes. Another classic.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters, when left in the cold. Harden my heart and that harden the flow.